Sacred Space started 2003 after we finished the last tour in the US. And I have always liked architecture very much, and I believed very firmly in the Indian understanding that there is a relatedness between all things. There was a friend of ours who had come, who is a very senior architect, who's been working with temples in Orissa for a very long time. The first question I asked him was, is there a very distinct diagrammatic representation, a symbolic diagram or a yantra that we say on which the foundation is built? And he said yes. And I said, is it the Shri Yantra? And he said yes. Our first production was also called Shri, and we worked a lot through the diagram also, the yantra. It was very interesting for me. So I decided to go on a kind of pilgrimage of temples. As you see the dance motifs on the temple walls, they have a very distinct development along the centuries, and the structure has gradually formed itself, and so has the temple. The temples are built so that from the outside, as you move from the outside to the inside, it really is from many to one. So finally when you enter the Sanctum Sanctorum, you're in a one-to-one interaction with the Lord or the deity. That's how I started. That was the basic premise, that I wanted to do something and find the relationship between dance and architecture. And then we just started doing the work as an interesting project, just for ourselves, analysis, research, and then we just thought we'd make it into production and see what happens with it. But what I was interested in was, how would the repertoire take me from many to one, as in the temple. So basically you do away with all the filigree work, the ornamentation, and then get into a quiet place where you are interacting on a very sensual, spiritual. Again, in India, sensual and spiritual is not very different from each other. They are very beautifully connected. One. All one. Gama. It was just an interesting phenomenon for me to be able to find the pieces in the dance which would then lead me there. Fortunately, we got a grant from the New England Foundation for the Arts for the National Dance Projects. Then we began to do the project. I chose my dancers literally from the kind of people who've been working with me for a long time, so that they understand my way of thinking and are able to use the body in the way that I would like them to use. As we normally do, all the musicians came to live with us and we started creating the music for it. And from the music, I actually chose the music first. And then I created the dances based on the music. For the first half, the abstract compositions, the group pieces, for example Nirvriti, I worked it completely from my own concept of sound. I first created the sounds and then I put the structure of dance to it, and then I had them lay over the music. So it was very, very different from the second half. I worked it really from scratch with nothing at my disposal, absolutely nothing except just having seen the temple structure, and it was the Buddhist tantric temple structure. So to find the sounds were not something we traditionally used. I had to imagine it, create the sound, and it was all rhythm. It's rhythm based, and I love rhythm. Basically what I do is I always work with Gajwani first. she's my principal dancer, and all my ideas come to life through her body first, because she is all through my own body.
There.
Because she's very quick. We worked together for 14 years now, so she can very quickly put together what it is that I want.
It's something to do with, I think, our understanding of the poetry and how deeply we feel, or at what level we relate to the dance, at what level we relate to each other as artists.
And for me, myself, there are certain things that I have to feel through my body to be able to express. So I do that. The group pieces were worked together with the group, but all the movements would come from me. I would show them a movement and then they would run through it, and then if it didn't quite fit into what it is that I wanted them to do, then I'd change a little bit for them. But that's how the group pieces have worked. I have really, for the expressional dance pieces in the second half, in the Geet Govind, I have really listened to the music as it was, and I have only given my dance to it. At all, which we might do for other productions, but for this production I have not done that. I have completely, especially for the traditional pieces of the temple, I have not changed any of the music. The composer, Pandit Raghunath Panigrahi, has had a heritage. His heritage is of having sung in the temple, so we really got the original music from there, which I'm very excited about. The most challenging part was to do the expression pieces, because that is what makes Indian dance come alive.
Feel that? You feel my way clearly. Sa 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 sa. What can you feel here? Feel it, feel it. Exact same feeling must come. Sa 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 ni sa ni.
The forte for Indian dance is to be able to use our faces to tell, our hands, our faces, every part of our bodies to tell stories. We are storytellers. Let's say stylized storytellers. We don't have access to words. We have only access to body, and the body does not lie. So it becomes very difficult to find the exact body language for that exact emotion, and to be able to express it, with clarity, communicate it, take the audience on a journey with you, because that is what dance is about, inviting them in, allowing them in, and then taking them somewhere. So I found that most challenging. I like the fact that we've done a lot of expressional pieces, and I like doing that. Basically, when I conceptualize each piece, I think of the lights, but I leave it entirely to Lynn to see the pieces and put the lights in. But it's very strange. She knows my dance, I know her lights, so to say. I know she will be able to do what I need, because she's also worked with us for 15 years now. So she knows my dance, the way I work, my mind, I think, quite well. We're lucky.
I run them through in my head with rehearsal. And usually the first couple of shows, the first place actually, the tech, I used to run and create whatever images I want to. And then it gets better, I guess, along the way.
Geet Govind, the last piece of Geet Govind, is the only piece of the 24 songs of Geet Govind is where they are together and they are. When she started, I was completely lost. I didn't know what was happening because both of us had two separate spaces and we moved together. So what she's done in this is that brought in the separation for a long time, finally to show one moment of union.
There is a really beautiful chemistry that we find when we dance together. That makes it fun. It's also sensual, and it's very deep. The piece, the music, it's everything. It's a nice ending. I feel like it's a nice ending.
I love the whole thing, but I feel like I'm dancing for the last piece, so that I can reach faster to the last piece and then dance it with Chirupa. The moment is so special.
So I personally feel that this project is an ongoing project. It's not the end. Whatever we have done for the sacred space is not the end. It will continue into the future. It's just been a lot of work and great fun along the way.